Hello everyone. In continuation with the previous class problems, let me take a few more problems in this session. Okay. The problem statement is something like this. I will write the complete problem here. Please note it down. A cantilever portion of portion of PSC bridge with rectangular cross section 600 millimeter into 1650 millimeter. So this is the cross section of the beam, is 8 meter long, A PSC cantilever beam of cross section 600 into 1600 millimeter, and the length of the cantilever beam, it is about 8 meter, right. So it carries a reaction of 350 kilonewton from the suspended span at free end. Okay. Free end, together with a UDL of 60 kilonewtons per meter, inclusive of its weight. Okay. So the cantilever beam carries two loads. One is concentrated load at the free end, and another one is the UDL of 60 kilonewton per meter over the entire span. The beam is pre-stressed by seven cables, each carrying 1000 kilonewton of force, which are located in a different out of which three are located at 150 millimeter from top. Out of 7, 3 are located at 150 millimeter from the top, and another 3 are located at 400 millimeter from top, and the last one is the last one is located at 750 millimeter, 750 millimeter from top. Okay. So we have to calculate the principal stresses, calculate the F maximum and F max and F minimum at a point 550 millimeter from top at support section, okay. So problem is little bit complicated to understand. Anyway, let us formulate in the diagram so that we can understand it. So let me go through with the problem solution. So here you can see we have a cantilever beam of span 8 meter. Okay. So we have a cantilever beam. Okay. So one end is fixed and another end is free. So let us say this is a cantilever PSC beam. Okay. So this is the neutral axis. The span is 8 meters. Okay. Right. So the cross section of the beam, it is 600 millimeter into 1650 millimeter. So let me draw the cross section here. So the cross section is 600 millimeter by, so this is 600 and this depth, it is about 1650 millimeter. So if I divide that 1650 millimeter, it will be 825 millimeter, 825 millimeter. Okay. Right. Apart from this, what he says as per the problem, at the free end there is a reaction of magnitude 360 kilonewton from the other beam. Means here at the end there is a reactions from the other beam which has a magnitude of 350 kilonewton, and the beam carries a UDL. So this beam carries a UDL of magnitude 60 kilonewtons per meter, right. So because of this loading condition and the pre-stressing forces, that is the beam is pre-stressed by 7 cables. So it is pre-stressed by 7 cables. Each cable has a force of 1000 kilonewton, and out of these 7 cables, 3 are located at 150 millimeter from the top. Means somewhere here there are 3 wires which are at a distance of 150 millimeter from the top, and another 3 are located at 400. So somewhere here another 3 which are located at 400. Totally this is 400 millimeter. 400 and this one is about 150, and the last one is located at 750. Means somewhere here we have one more which has an distance of 750 millimeter from the top. Okay. So this is the configuration of the PSC beam. You can see the pre-stressing force is at the top as it is a cantilever beam. Okay, now because of this condition, what we have to do, we have to calculate the principal stresses, calculate the F minimum and F maximum at a point 150 millimeter from the top and at support section. Means somewhere here at the support section we need to calculate the F minimum and F maximum at a distance of 550 millimeter from the top. Means from with respect to top, somewhere here that is somewhere here at a distance of 550 millimeter we have to calculate the principal stresses. Okay. So now to calculate the principal stresses F minimum and F maximum, we need three things. Okay. So we need F of x, we need F of y, and we need tau v. So these are the three things we need to calculate the F of a principal stresses, that is F minimum and F maximum. So what is F of x? F of x is the stresses due to direct pre-stress, that is pre-stressing force divided by the cross section area of the concrete, that you will get. The second one, F of y, that is vertical pre-stressing. So is there any vertical pre-stressing here in the given problem? So given in the given problem there is no vertical pre-stressing, so F of y will be 0. And what is tau v? Tau v is the shear stresses due to forces or the shear force. So basically we need to calculate the F of x and F of y, right. So tau v we can calculate very easily without any problem, but the thing is whenever we are calculating the F of x, that is stresses due to the direct pre-stress, it has to be calculated little bit carefully, because apart from the pre-stressing force we have other loads, that is the external load and also the reactions from the some other beam. So that also need to incorporate into the calculations. Okay. So first of all what we need to do to calculate the F of x, we should calculate the stresses in the entire beam because of the direct pre-stress and because of the external loads. To calculate the stresses from the external loads, that is from the 60 kilonewton of UDL and 350 kilonewton of concentrated, we need to work out the moments developed because of these two loads at the supports. Okay. So let us work out. So before starting with the where exactly the moment, how much is the moment developed. So you can see here the cables are in a scattered manner. So we don't have any specific eccentricity of the cable. So we need to calculate the eccentricity of the cable. See here. So we have the pre-stressing beam, let us say something like this. 1 cable, 2 cable, 3 cable, 4, 5, 6 and this. Okay. So these distances they are different. So here this is 150 millimeter, this is 400 millimeter and this distance is 750 millimeter. So because of all these different configuration of the cables, we have to calculate what is the net eccentricity or the effective eccentricity of the cable with respect to top or with respect to bottom. So let me see here. Here I will take the reference as the top fiber. Okay. Centroid of the pre-stressing force from the centroid of pre-stressing force from top. Okay. So if I calculate that, let us say that as y. y is equals to, so these three cables are at the top, so these three into the distance between from top it is 150 millimeter, plus next we have three more cables into the distance of these three cables with respect to top it is about 400 millimeter, plus we have the last cable which is about 750 millimeter from the top, 1 into 750, 1 into 750 whole divided by it is 3 plus 3 plus 1, that is total number of cable. So which yields about 343 millimeter. 343 millimeter. So I can say that exactly at a distance of 343 millimeter from the top, the entire pre-stressing force is concentrated. That is, so in each cable we have the 1000 kilonewtons, so totally 7000 kilonewtons of pre-stressing force. It is concentrated at a distance of 343 millimeter from the top, right? Okay. Now, how much is the eccentricity? Therefore, eccentricity is equals to. So, what is eccentricity? So, eccentricity is the distance between the neutral axis to the center of the cable. See, I can say that the effective, or instead of showing these 7 dots, let me show only one thing, that is the point where I can say that the entire pre-stressing force is concentrated. So let us say that is E. As per our calculation, we know that from top it is about 343 millimeter. So I need this distance, which is eccentricity. So from the dimensions, I know that this distance is 825 millimeter, because the total depth of the beam is 1650 millimeter. So the half of that, or the neutral axis, will lie exactly at the center, that is at a distance of 825 millimeter. So 825 minus 343, which gives us the value as 482 millimeter. So 482 millimeter. This is the eccentricity. Now how much is the total pre-stressing force? Pre-stressing force P is equals to, it is 7 into 1000, so 7000 kilonewton is the total pre-stressing force in the cable, right? Okay. So now we got the pre-stressing force and the eccentricity. So let us calculate the moment, bending moment developed in the beam at support. Okay. Therefore, bending moment at support. So bending moment at support, first of all is bending moment due to pre-stressing force, due to pre-stress. Let us call this as MP. So we know that bending moment due to pre-stressing force is P into E. MP is equals to, P is the 7000 kilonewton. So 7000, okay, let me convert this into kilonewtons. 7000 into eccentricity, as per our calculation it is 482 millimeter. 482 millimeter. So moment due to pre-stressing force, it is about 3374 into 10 to the power 6 newtons millimeter is the pre-stressing force, is the moment due to pre-stressing force in the beam. And also we have to calculate the moment due to the loads. Okay. Next one is bending moment due to loads. Okay. Again we have to calculate the bending moment at the support section. Now here you can see there are two different types of loads acting on the beam. One is this 60 kilonewton UDL and another one is the 350 kilonewtons of reacting force from the other beam. Now, so we know that for a cantilever beam the bending moment will be maximum at the support. So I have to take moment of these two forces about the support. So bending moment due to loads, that is 60 into the total span is 8 meter, 8 into 8 by 2 plus 8 by 2 plus, then we have a concentrated load. This will create a moment which is about 350 into 8, which is about 350 into 8. This whole together it creates a total bending moment of 4720 kilonewton meter, or it is 4720 into 10 to the power 6 Newton millimeter. Okay. So this much of bending moment is created due to the external loads at the supports. Right. Apart from this, now let me calculate the shear force. Okay. So let us calculate how much is the shear force. Therefore, shear force V at support. So V is equals to how much is the total shear force. Okay. Now you can see, as we have only one support, that is the support at the other end, I can say that whatever the load which is acting on the beam, that entire load will be registered by the reaction which acts somewhere here, right. So I can say straight away, I can say that the reaction is equals to the total load, or the shear force acting at the support is nothing but the total load which is acting over the beam. So how much is the total load? So the total load is, it is 350 kilonewtons plus 60 into 8. So the total reaction R, or the support shear force at the support, it is about 830 kilonewton. 830 kilonewtons. Okay. Right. So we need to calculate the f of x, that is the stresses due to direct pre-stress and the external loads at the supports. That is, in the problem they have given somewhere here, that is at a distance of 550 millimeter from the top. At that particular point we need to calculate the principal stresses. Okay. Right. Now before that, let me calculate the moment of inertia, because we need that in the calculation. Moment of inertia I is equals to, we know that it is BD cube by 12. So breadth is 600 into depth is 1650 cube divided by 12, which yields about 225 into 10 to the power 9. 225 into 10 to the power 9 millimeter raised to 4. Okay, so using all those things, let us calculate the resultant stresses. Therefore, resultant direct stresses at 550 millimeter from top. Okay, this is important. 550 millimeter from top at support section. At support section. So f of x is equals to f of x is equals to, so we know that we have used this formula very frequently in the first and second module. Moment due to external loads, moment due to pre-stressing force P by M E by M into E by I minus of due to load, that is EML into E by I. Okay. So if I substitute the value here, so how much is the pre-stressing force? So pre-stressing force is 7000 kilonewtons. So 7000 into 10 to the power 3, that is newtons, divided by cross section area. Cross section area is 600 into 1650. So this is pre-stress due to stresses due to direct stress plus moment due to pre-stressing force is 3374 into 10 to the power 6 into eccentricity divided by I is, we have calculated it as 225 into 10 to the power 9. So can anybody tell me how much is eccentricity here? See, we are calculating the stresses not at the center of the pre-stressing cable, we are calculating somewhere else. See, if this is the beam, right? So this is a neutral axis. The eccentricity of the cable is somewhere here, that is, it is about 482 millimeter, but we are not calculating the stresses here, we are calculating stresses somewhere here at a distance of 550 millimeter from the top. So this will be the eccentricity for this particular calculation. Okay. So the total, it is about 825. So 825 minus 550 will be the eccentricity here. So that is, it is about 275 millimeter. It is about 275 millimeter minus of moment due to the loads, that is 4720 into 10 to the power 6, again into eccentricity is 275 whole divided by 225 into 10 to the power 9. This whole together yields us a value of, anybody? Yields us a value of 5.425 newtons, 5.425 newtons per millimeter square. Please verify this value. It is 5.425 newtons per millimeter square is the stresses in the concrete here at a distance of 550 millimeter from the top. At this level, it is about 5.425 newtons per millimeter. It is a compressive stress. Okay. Next, we will work out the stresses due to shear, that is shear stresses. So, we all know that shear stresses tau v is equals to, it is Vs divided by AI, Vs divided by it is IB, not AI, it is IB. Okay. Right. Now here, what is V? V is the shear force. I think we have calculated the shear force as 830 kilonewton. So 830 kilonewtons. What is S? S is the static moment, which is nothing but A into Y bar. Okay. So here, how much is A and how much is Y bar? This is an important parameter. So whenever we are calculating the stresses at any level, so here we are calculating stresses at this level. So we have to consider the portion of the concrete above that level for the calculation of the static moment. Okay. So here I am considering this much area of the concrete. So that is 600 into 550. 600 into 550 is the area. Now what is the distance of center of this much area with respect to neutral axis? Now I need to find the center of this much area with respect to the neutral axis. So this is 550 and it is a rectangular area. So the center will be exactly somewhere between, somewhere here, that is at a distance of 225, because this is 550, it means it is 225 and 225. Now how much is this? That is eccentricity. Eccentricity is, it is 275. It is 275. So 275 plus 225 is the Y. This is the Y. So Y is 275 plus 550 by 2, that is, I think again this will be somewhere around 550 only. So this after calculation gives me a value of 181.5 into 10 to the power 6 millimeter cube. Then I, we know that it is 225 into 10 to the power 9 millimeter raised to 4, and B, it is about 600 millimeter. So if I substitute all these here in the formula, that is tau v is equals to 830 into 10 to the power 3 into S is 181.5 into 10 to the power 6 whole divided by 225 into 10 to the power 9 into 600. This gives me a value of 1.1 newtons per millimeter square. So this is the stresses in the concrete at a level of 550 millimeter from the top at support section due to the shear. Now after this we can calculate the maximum principal compressive and tensile stresses. Okay. Therefore, principal stresses F max is equals to, it is Fx plus Fy by 2, then plus it is half into under root of fx minus fy whole square plus 4 times of the tau v square. This is the formula to calculate the principal maximum compressive stresses. So, fx is, as per our calculation, it is 5.425, fy is 0 whole divided by 2 plus half into under root fx is 5.425 minus 0 whole square plus 4 times of tau v is 1.1. So, this gives me a value of F max, that is maximum principal compressive stresses, as 5.56 newtons per millimeter square. Similarly, if you calculate F minimum, so you will get F minimum as minus 0.21 newtons per millimeter square, right. So, this is the way how we can calculate the maximum principal tension and compressive stresses, right. Okay. So, with this we will move on to the next problem. Okay. I will just write the question, please note it down. A simply supported beam of 120 millimeter by 300 millimeter in section and span and has a span of 10 meter is pre-stressed with a parabolic cable pre-stressed with a parabolic cable which has a maximum eccentricity, maximum eccentricity 100 millimeter at the span and a minimum eccentricity of and minimum eccentricity of 20 millimeter at ends. 20 millimeter at ends. Cable is 300 kilonewton. The beam carries a UDL of a UDL of 30 kilonewton per meter. 30 kilonewton per principal determine the principal tension at principal tension at 0.6 meter from left support, 0.6 meter from left support. .6 meter from the left support and 20 millimeter above the centroidal axis. Okay. Next, this problem is a little bit different because they have given many different data, so that we can calculate all the data and determine how exactly the principal tension at some particular location. Okay. Now let's move on with the given thing. Okay. So they have given the B as 120 millimeter, depth of the beam as 300 millimeter. The span is equals to, it is about 10 meter. The eccentricity is equals to 100 millimeter at middle span, and it is equals to 20 millimeter at supports or at ends. Okay. Then apart from that, they have given the resistance force B as 300 kilonewton. And the middle on the beam, it is about 30 kilonewtons per meter, which is inclusive of the total, which is inclusive of the sulfate of the beam. So apart from this, they have asked us to determine the principal tension at a distance 0.6 meter from the left support and the 20 millimeter above the centroidal axis. Okay. So for this, let me draw the beam. Okay. Let us say this is the beam of length 10 meter. Let me assume the supports as simple supports. The span is 10 meter. So if I draw the cross section here, the cross section is something like this. Okay. The width of the beam, it is about how much? 120 millimeter. And the depth of the beam, so it is about 300 millimeter. So this will be 150 millimeter and this is also 150 millimeter. Okay. Right. Now, where exactly we need to determine the principal tension, that is somewhere here, somewhere at this section, we need to determine the principal tension, that is at a distance of 0.6 meter. Okay. And even they have given what is the profile of the cable. Profile of the cable is parabolic with some eccentricity. So the eccentricity of the cable at the ends, it is about 20 millimeter, and at the center it is about 100. So here this
eccentricity with respect to the neutral axis or with respect to center, it is 100 millimeter, and thus at the end here the eccentricity is about 20 millimeter. Okay. So this is pre-stressed by a force P. It is pre-stressed by a force P, which is 300 kilo newtons. Okay. Now, using all these informations, we have to calculate the principal tension. Right? That is F minimum. We have to work out. So to work out F minimum, we need two things. One is the stresses due to the direct pre-stress and shear stresses. That is Fx and Fy and W. These are the things we need. So let us work out the Fx, Fy and W. Before that, let us calculate the load. So as per the given data, the load is about 30 kilonewton per meter. So let us calculate the factor load, that is WU is equals to 1.5 into 30, that is about 45 kilonewton per meter. So once we have the load, next we need to work out the reactions RA and RB, which is nothing but the shear force at the ends. That is shear force at support. V is equals to RA is equals to RB is equals to total load divided by 2. So how much is total load? So as per our calculation, you can see the total load is 45. This is the factor load. It is about 45 kilonewtons per meter. Right. So it is 45 into the span is 10 meters divided by 2. So the shear force will be about 225 newtons, which is acting vertically upwards. So this much is the shear force acting at the supports. Now, apart from this, we have to calculate how much is the vertical pre-stressing force. See, as the cable is parabolic in the nature, as we have discussed in the previous class, it will have its components in the vertical and horizontal direction. So we need to calculate how much is the vertical pre-stressing force, that is P sin theta. We need the vertical component P sin theta. But here we have to work out the how much is the P sin theta. Right? So we need to work out the P sin theta, that is the declination of the cable, not at the support. Here I need the inclination of the cable at this particular point. It is at a distance of 0.6 meter from the support. So to calculate slope of the cable at that particular location, we have to make use of the equation of parabola. Right? Therefore, we know that equation of parabola y is equals to, it is 4h by l square x into l minus x square. So this is the equation of parabola. But what we need? We need slope of the cable. So I need theta value. So if I differentiate this equation with respect to x, then I will get the slope. That is d1 upon dx is equals to sin theta is equals to. Right? So if I differentiate this equation, it will be 4h by L square into L minus 2x. So I am differentiating the equation of parabola with respect to x, then I will be getting 4h by L square minus into L minus 2x. Correct? So let us substitute the values here. Okay? Therefore, dy by dx is equal to sin theta is equal to, what is 4h? 4 into h, what is the height of the, tip of the cable, or you can say the height of the cable with respect to ends. So here you can see the total length is 100 millimeter, but with respect to end, the tip of the cable at the middle span, it is 100 minus 20, because here the eccentricity at the end is 20. So it will be 100 minus 20, that is 80 millimeter, divided by span. Span is 10 meter, so it is 10 into 1000 into bracket L. Again, so it is 10 into 1000 square, and again it is 10,000, that is span minus 2 times of the x. What is x here? X is the point where you are interested in calculating the shear stress. So that is the distance of 0.6 meter. That is, it is 600 millimeter. So if I calculate this, I will get sin theta as 0.028. 0.028. So that is the slope of the cable at 0.6 meter from the left support. Okay. Now using this, we have to calculate the vertical distancing. Therefore, vertical component of pre-stress, that is P sin theta. So P is how much? P is given is about 300 kilonewton. So 300 into 0.028, which gives to a value of 8.4 kilonewtons. 8.4 kilonewtons. So once we have this, next we need to work out the net vertical force at a distance of 0.6 meter from the support. That is, here exactly at this point we need to work out how much is the vertical force. So therefore, net vertical force at 0.6 meter from left support. Okay. So here to calculate net vertical force at this particular point, we need to consider either the left portion of the beam or the right portion of the beam. So here you can see RA is acting vertically upwards and this UDL is acting downwards. And this will have the component vertically downwards. Okay. So if I mention the pressing force in this direction, okay, the component will have vertically downwards. So RA is, I think it is 225 kilonewton minus the load on this much portion. So that is 45 into 0.6. 45 into 0.6 minus of the vertical component of the precessing force, that is 8.4. So this all together it will be it is about 189.6 kilonewtons. So this much is the net shear force at at x-axis, it is 0.6 meter from the left support. Now here we need to calculate the shear stresses. Therefore, shear stresses W is equals to, we know that net shear force into static moment divided by moment of inertia into V. So we know that V is 189.6 kilonewton. Static moment S is equals to static moment S is equals to, it is A into Y bar. Okay. So here the static moment S, it is A into Y bar. See here, I will draw a small diagram here. Check it on this. So this width is 120 millimeter. Okay. The neutral axis is somewhere here at a distance of 150 millimeter. 150 millimeter. Okay. So in the question they have asked very clearly that calculate the principal tensile stresses of 20 millimeter above the neutral axis. Means somewhere here they have asked us to calculate the principal tension, that is 20 millimeter above the neutral axis. So we have to consider only this portion of the concrete for the calculation, that is this only 130 millimeter. Okay. So here it will be something like this. Okay. Now how much is the area of this shaded portion? It is 120 into 130, right? I want the centroid of this shaded area with respect to neutral axis. So it will be 20, so this height plus half of this plus 130 by 2. So this value is about 1.320 into 10 to the power 6 millimeter cube. Okay. So we got this. Next we need I moment of inertia, it is BD cube by 12. So B is 120, depth is 300. So it 300 cube by 12. So this is about, I value is about the 270 into 10 to the power 6 millimeter is 4. So this is the value of I. We know B is 120. So if I substitute all these things into the shear stress equation, okay. See, so therefore shear stress W is equals to V is 189.6 into 10 to the power 3 into static moment is 1.32 into 10 to the power 6 divided by I. Moment of inertia 270 into 10 to the power 6 into B is 120. So if I calculate the shear stress, so I will get the shear stress as 7.72 newtons per millimeter square. So this is the shear stress at 0.6 meter from the left support above the neutral axis at 20 millimeter. Means at particularly at this location the shear stress is 7.72 newtons per millimeter square. Now let us calculate the principal tension. Principal tension, it is F minimum is equal to Fx plus Fy by 2 minus half into under root F of x minus Fy whole square plus 4 times of the W square. So this is our formula. So here F of x is stresses due to direct stresses, that is P by A. It is P by A, which is the precessing force. Precessing force is 300 kilonewtons divided by cross section area is 120 into 300. This gives me about 8.33 newtons per millimeter square, and Fy is 0. You know that because of the no vertical distancing, Fy is 0. Therefore, F minimum is equal to, it is 8.33 plus 0 divided by 2 minus half into under root of 8.33 minus 0 whole square plus 4 times of the 7.72 whole square. So this gives me F minimum as minus 4.64 minus 4.645 newtons per millimeter square. If you similarly calculate F maximum, so F maximum will be about 12.795 newtons per millimeter square. Right? So I think the question I asked only to calculate the principal tension. So even we have the value for principal compression anyway. So this is how we can calculate the principal stresses at any point in the concrete sections, right?